Hello, crazy coders. I am Nitin, your host, and today we will continue our discussion on why Python is so popular despite being recognized as one of the slowest language. And in this video, we'll talk about the philosophy of this language. And in the previous video, we talked about the history, which is like who created it, when, initial releases, initial features, and also the timeline of various Python versions release. You can check out this video, link will be in the description. So yeah, in this video we'll talk about philosophy, which is what is this language, why it's different, why it's unique, what is ideology, and what are the principles, etc. So let's begin. Yeah, so when you Google Python, the Wikipedia definition says that Python is an interrupted high-level general-purpose programming language. Its design philosophy emphasizes code readability, and Python is dynamically typed and garbage collected, and it supports object-oriented and functional programming, and it is a batteries included language. So basically we'll go through all these terms, but dynamically typed means you don't have to mention the data type name before using a variable, and garbage collected means you don't have to worry about the unused data which your unused variables can be contained, so it is automatically collected by the garbage collector. So yeah, it supports object oriented and functional programming. Yeah, that's what it means. And so there are basically two types of programming languages based on classification, which is interrupted and compiled language. So interrupted language basically means the code file will be converted direct into ready to run file, because the code file is executed by another computer program which is known as interrupter. And compiled language takes the code file and turns into machine code, and then it is made to run. So basically interrupted language read and executed by some other program which is a computer program, and compiled language can be executed directly by the computer CPU. So Python is an interrupted language, and C++ is an example of compiled language. So moving ahead, we have another classification which is high level and low level. So Python is an high level language, and Python C++ is an high level language. But when you consider the differences, as you can see, machine code and assembly language are very hard to code, but they are very efficient in terms of memory. So high level language is very programming friendly, less efficient, easy to understand, simple to debug, and simple to maintain. So that's why this type of programming is very popular. This type of programming used to be popular in early days of programming, but now it's this type of coding is better. So moving to another classification, which is general purpose language and domain specific. So Python and C++ are general purpose. You can use it for wide varieties of applications. And domain specific language means HTML and SQL, and there are also many others. But see, as you know, HTML is only for web layouts and SQL is for only database. So they are specialized to only a particular application domain. So yeah, Python is general purpose. Moving ahead into types of programming, which is functional programming and object oriented, and there is one more which is procedural. So functional programming basically means that you have created bunch of functions and they are interacting with each other to perform a action. And in object oriented programming, you just create a real world entity and assign some states and attributes and behavior, and you create objects of this real world entities. So both type of programming is supported by Python. So yeah, enough of the definition. Now let's talk about its philosophy. So in the Zen of Python PEP 20, which is a design document of Python programmers and Python programming community, so it lists down 19 principles. Some of them include beautiful is better than ugly, readability counts, now is better than never. So Python language specifies on the following 4 things, and which makes it very unique and very desirable for a programmer, which is it focuses on developer experience. So it is very easy to code, very easy to maintain kind of things, and most productive for developers. Yeah, as you know, coding is very fast in Python, and it is easier to learn, which is very beneficial, because new programming or programmers which are shifting from another domain can easily learn it and try their hands on programming. And the fourth thing, programming to production grade code, it basically means the journey of your programming career, which is starting to learning code and then writing a production grade code, will be very shortened with this type of programming language, since it's very easier. So that's why I think Python is so much preferred in the e-learning industry, because a lot of people are teaching it. And yeah, so that was it from this video. The remaining sections will covered in our upcoming videos. If you enjoyed this, please share and like the video with your programming friends, share it. And now, if you like such type of programming content, consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon so you don't miss our upcoming videos. And finally, thank you for watching and have a great day ahead.